Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Rhiannon and today I'm going to be showing you everything that I bought whilst on my recent trip to Walt Disney World in Florida. Tom and I have just come back from our 2-week trip to Orlando. Whilst we were there, we were staying at Disney's Pop Century Resort, which is a value resort that was perfect for us, especially because it had the Skyliner access. We did also have access to all 4 Disney parks, and towards the end of the trip, for some reason, we were given access to the water parks as well. Now, I didn't buy anything from the water parks, but I did just want to mention that in case. And as well as that, we did also spend a few days over at Universal and Universal's Epic Universe. Now, this is a Walt Disney World haul, but there will be a Universal haul coming soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now, I will say I did buy a lot on this trip, a lot more than I thought I would actually, but a lot of what I bought were gifts, and unfortunately I can't show you those because I have already gifted them, mainly to my nieces. They are 8 and 3, and I went to see them the day after we landed back to give them all of their gifts. I also don't have any food items because it's been a few days since we got back and they have been eaten, so apologies for that, but if you have watched the vlogs you'll know what we bought whilst there anyway. This is just a nice little video to round it all up in case you missed something or would like to see something in a little bit more detail. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to structure this, to be honest. I just have a load of things around me here, so I think I'm just going to tackle it step by step. But one thing I am going to do is leave the pins that I bought until last. Now, on this trip, I did buy a load of pins. This bag is full of them. And I do just want to preface this video by saying here that the pins were the things that I actually intended to buy whilst there. Anything else was going to be an extra treat, but essentially I didn't want to be bringing a lot of stuff back that was going to clutter the house. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that we moved house last year from a bigger house into this smaller one. And so my main concern going over to Walt Disney World was that I was going to want to bring a lot of stuff back. Now, you could go absolutely crazy whilst there. There are so many amazing things, but I did have to be realistic. And so, as I said, I allowed myself to buy the pins that I wanted because I do already have cork boards where I display them. Each pin represents a ride, a special moment, or a memory, and I thought that they would mean more to me than anything else I could possibly buy. So I do have a load of pins. I am asking you now, please don't judge me. Like I said, they are the things that I wanted to buy, and also it is an easy way for me to have some mementos of the trip and display them in my house as well without them being considered clutter. With all that being said though, I have a lot of stuff to show you, so without further ado, let's dive into the haul. I am going to be starting off with the freebies that we got, and the first things I want to show you are our room keys. This is what they look like. I'll try and move them so that you can see the Mickeys on there, but we got given these when we checked into Pop Century because we didn't have magic bands at the time, and of course we needed access to our rooms and the parks. So these are the ones that we were given, and you are obviously allowed to keep these, which is lovely. So Tom and I have both kept ours. I didn't really use mine because I bought a magic band on the night that we arrived. However, Tom did use his for a while because it did take him a couple of days to find a magic band that he liked. So they were really useful, and yeah, they're nice little things to have. Something else that we received when we checked in were these badges. They are first visit badges because we obviously told them that it was our first time there. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting one of these for a while. I've seen a load of people get them. There are different ones as well. There were a lot of people that had happily ever after ones. There were a lot that had celebrating, and of course ours was the first visit, and the woman who checked us in asked us if we wanted anything written on it, and we went for 2025. We did get one each, of course, and I have kept both. I'm not sure what I want to do with them because it's going to be hard to display them anywhere, so if you guys have any recommendations then please do leave them down below. The next thing I got was a wishing star. We were lucky enough to get a dining reservation at Cinderella's Royal Table for this trip, which has honestly been a dream of mine for so long. And whilst we were there, we were given some freebies. I actually have something else to show you after this, but one of the first things we were given was a wishing star. Now this is what it looks like, and to be honest, I wasn't actually sure if we were allowed to take these, but no one came to take them off me, so I take it that we were. If not, I'm really sorry, but yeah, these were lovely. They're just little plastic things, and the princesses ask you to do something with the wishing star, which is why we were given them. And then as well as the star, I was also given this magic wand, which does say Cinderella's royal table on there. I will try and give you a close-up so that you can see, but how cute is that? So it has the writing on there, and then this is what it looks like. Tom was given a sword as well. I may pop a picture of myself on screen with the wand and the sword, but we have given the sword to his nephew because we didn't think we would find a use for it ourselves personally. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this either, but I didn't want to part with this one. It's too special and I'll just have to find a place for it somewhere. And then I believe that the last freebie I have to show to you guys is a card that I got at Be Our Guest. Now again, Be Our Guest is a restaurant that we were very luckily able to get a dining reservation for, and it's another one that has been on my bucket list, should I say, for years. Now I will say I didn't have the best experience there. I think I had built it up so much in my head, and when it came down to it, it just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, which is so sad. And even this I had to actually go and ask for. Now the servers are actually meant to give you this at the end of your meal, however ours didn't. Everyone else around me got one, and I actually had to go up and ask another server for our cards. So I don't know if our server just assumed that we didn't want them because we were older, I'm not sure, but I did want one. I obviously got one in the end, and it is a card that has this gorgeous print of Beast's castle on there, and on the back it has the Be Our Guest symbol and also a signature from the Beast as well, because the Beast does make an appearance whilst you're dining. And this is another instance where I did actually get two of these because Tom and I had both dined, and I have actually given one to my nieces because I don't need two, but yeah, I really like it. I'm glad that I asked for it, but yeah, I was disappointed that I wasn't just given it as everyone else was. Next up, I am going to show you guys our magic bands. As I said, I actually bought my magic band on the first night, the night that we arrived. I had been so excited to pick up my magic band, and I'd actually seen this design a lot over the past few weeks, and I was so scared that it was going to be sold out by the time I got there because I knew that this is the one I wanted. However, luckily there were loads of it there, so I didn't have to worry, and I'm hoping it's going to focus, but it's this gorgeous design. Now I will give you guys a closer look, but yeah, I love it so much. We have Walt and Mickey there in the middle with the fireworks, and then we have all of the different park icons there. I love the fact that it's white but has a pop of colour. We also have the Skyliner on there. I think the monorail is on there somewhere as well, right? Yes, I've seen that there as well. And yeah, I just thought it was going to be a lovely design to have, and I'm so happy that I did decide to go with this one. Now, for those of you who don't know, magic bands are essentially everything to you in Walt Disney World. They have all of your payment methods on there, they have your room key on there, they have your park tickets on there, and if you're on the dining plan, you do scan your magic band when you are purchasing food so that the credits get taken off of here as well. So you need one of these, or at least you need your room key with everything on it if you don't want to purchase a band. I would personally recommend getting a band though, because it's so easy. You pop this on your wrist every morning and then you're good to go. You're not forgetting anything, it's all there, and you don't really even feel it because it is very light. Oh, as well as that, you also get your photo pass pictures on here, and what blows my mind is that you don't actually have to go looking for your photos. They know when you're at the ride. I'm guessing there's some sort of GPS in there, and then they send the picture from that ride directly to the account linked to your magic band, so you don't need to do anything, which is crazy. I feel like once or twice we had to double check that it was our picture. They asked us to choose out of a bunch of them because they weren't too sure, but other than that it worked perfectly, and yeah, I have to say I'm very impressed. And then Tom's was a little bit more difficult to find. I will say I don't think there were a lot of magic bands tailored towards men, and we did think he was going to have to get a plain one in the end, and he wasn't keen on the idea. He said he would just use his card, but we did find a magic band for him in the shop for Art of Animation out of everywhere, which is the resort that connects to Pop Century and the Skyliner, and it is inspired by one of his favourite films, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the magic band design that he went for, and again I'll give you a closer look. So we have Groot and Rocket on there, we have the Guardian symbol in the middle, and then some more Groot as he is growing up from being baby Groot into adult Groot there as well. This suited him perfectly. We had seen one or two other designs that could have been contenders, but he wasn't absolutely sold on, and so it was such a nice moment when we finally found this one, and yeah, he just absolutely loved it. So we did both kind of go for a similar colouring and design, but absolutely love these. They were game changing, and yeah, I can't recommend them enough. The next things that were very important to us throughout the days at Walt Disney World were our refillable resort mugs. Now I will say we did get these for free. Technically they were included in our Disney dining plan, so we had paid for them, but when we got there on the day we got them for free, and they're actually meant to be $22 each. Now they are refillable, as I said. You can fill them with hot and cold liquids. The only catch is that you're only allowed to fill them in the different resorts. Whilst this is still a perk, I will say that Universal's system is a little bit better, because there you buy a refillable mug for a full day at the parks and you can fill it at any station and get any drinks. Now you do have to pay a fee every day to be able to reuse that, so it is going to work out more expensive, but yeah, Tom and I did find that we could have used these more in the parks, and it is just a shame that you can't do that. But saying that, we did go back to the hotel at least once every day in order to get some drinks from our refillable mugs, because the parks are so close. You can just jump on a bus or on the Skyliner, you'll be there in like 10-15 minutes, and you can take some time for yourself out of the sun in the aircon to get some drinks down you and just chill for a bit. So that is what we decided to do, and for those instances they came in so handy. We also filled them up at night as well, so after coming back from the parks we would have a drink of something fizzy, or I like a peach iced tea or a hot chocolate, and then we would rinse them out, fill them with water and have that throughout the night. As you can see, I went for a pink one, Tom went for a blue one. I would have gone for a blue one, but I knew that Tom was going for that one, so of course I went for something different. But I absolutely love these. I am hoping that they're still there the next time we go so that we can collect the different colours. But yeah, all in all, these were a fantastic purchase, and the way they work actually is that they have a chip at the bottom and it does need to be activated and linked to your room card. So you can't just go in there and use one, it does have to be connected to an account. But once it is, you're set up for the trip and you can have as many drinks as you want in the different resorts. Next up, I'm going to go for plushies, just because I do have two next to me. You can see this one a little bit, you can't actually see this one, but the one down here is the one I'm going to start off with because we have the main mouse himself. I couldn't go to Walt Disney World and not get a Mickey plush, guys, and I will say I did want to get myself a plush of Sorcerer Mickey because Fantasmic is one of my new favourite things ever. I loved it so much. I watched it 3 times I think throughout my holiday, which is a lot considering we were doing all the other parks. But yeah, I absolutely loved it, and we actually met Mickey on our last day there. We saved it right until the end, and that is when I decided to buy myself this plush. He's actually a smaller size. I think he was $23 as opposed to the Sorcerer Mickey that was I think around $44. So that is why I ended up opting for this one. Plus he was smaller, so he was easier to take home. But yeah, I couldn't leave without getting myself a Mickey plush. I am absolutely obsessed with him, and he is going to be joining the rest of the plushies behind me on this sofa. I've popped him there for now. I don't know if you'll be able to see him throughout the rest of this video, but I promise you he is there. And then the second plushie that I bought is this big guy. Oh my goodness, guys, I love him so much. I wish there was such a thing as smell-o-vision, because Lotso smells of strawberries and it is divine. Now this unfortunately isn't for me, though I am leaning more towards keeping him for myself, which is really bad, but I did buy him as a present for my niece. Now I have given them a load of stuff and I decided that I would keep him for her birthday. Her birthday's at the end of September, but I couldn't resist getting him for her then because yeah, he's just amazing. I love him so much. He is so cuddly. He actually made it on the plane with me on the way home as well because he is so big. I couldn't put him in any backpack, and honestly I think we've bonded, so we'll see. But Lotso was $30, which is on the cheaper side actually, especially because he's a big plushie, and the fact that he smells amazing. I think it was a really good deal. This also brings back a core memory for me from my childhood as well, because my sister was actually gifted a Lotso Hugging Bear when the 4th Toy Story film came out. We saw it in cinema, and then I can't remember who bought it for her, but she was given a Lotso very much like this one. That one smelled of strawberries as well, and it was divine until she decided to give him a bath, and after that he smelled of sick, and yeah, it was just not great. So this did bring back that memory. I had a bit of a giggle, and yeah, now I've bought him for my niece. If I end up stealing him, then I will buy her one because they are available on Shop Disney UK, but I'm trying not to let myself get sucked in. But yeah, it is very difficult, especially because we have bonded so much on the way home. And then I do have 2 other plushies that I bought, but I will say I didn't get these ones at Walt Disney World. I got them at Target. I was being very generous on this trip and I was buying for a lot of other people. including my co-workers, or rather their children. Now, I'm very close to two of my co-workers. Both of them have two kids. One has a boy and a girl and one has two boys. I got some stuff for the kids of one of my co-workers, all from Universal, from Super Nintendo World. And whilst I did get something from Super Nintendo World for these, I did also get them two little plushies. Now, I will say I wasn't about to get them at Walt Disney World prices, but when I went to Target and saw these there, I couldn't leave them. These are for the two boys and I wasn't sure which plushie they'd prefer. I couldn't text their mum because it was later on at night and I just thought, you know what, I want to keep it a surprise. I'll get them these and they can fight over which one they want. But this Mickey was $10 as opposed to the $22 one that I bought, and Pluto, I believe, yes, was also $10. So I did still spend quite a bit because I got them a chocolate each at Super Nintendo World, which I think were around $8. But as I said, I wanted to be nice. I wanted to give them a nice surprise. They love Disney, and yeah, when I saw these there, I thought it would be a nice little present for them to have. And I think they're actually going to Disneyland Paris in October, so they can have these to go with them or just play with up until then. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is a picture frame that I bought. I'm not sure how it's going to show up on camera because I have a window and a ring light right in front of me, so apologies if there is any glare, but oh my goodness, you guys, I love this so much. Now, I did have the photo pass for this trip. I'm a person who absolutely loves capturing memories, and so the photo pass was something that I had to have for this trip. Luckily for me, the photo pass photographers that we had were fantastic, and I did get some really amazing photos that I absolutely love. And so for a lot of the trip, I was looking for a photo frame. Now, I did find a wooden one on Main Street in Magic Kingdom, but I do think they were a custom design because I went back a few days after I first saw it and it was gone and there was another one in its place. But that one didn't quite fit what I wanted, and so I left it there. I wanted to look other places, and I actually found this photo frame at World of Disney, which is in Disney Springs. It's going to be very difficult to show you because it is somewhat clear as well, but this is what the photo frame looks like. So we have a gold frame with the clear glass there. We also have the castle, which I think is actually on the photo frame itself. The fireworks won't be there when I take out the card, but I believe that the castle will be. And then at the bottom, it does say Walt Disney World. You won't be able to see that. Let me try and put my finger behind it. This is very difficult to show you, but it is there, I promise. This is a 5" by 7" photo frame as well, so I will need to print out a photo that is specifically this size because the majority of our photo frames here are 6x4. But yeah, I just absolutely loved it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the picture of Tom and I in front of the castle here or the collage that I made of us in front of each of the 4 park icons. I'm going to see how both look and decide after that. But yeah, I absolutely love my photos, and the fact that I found this photo frame just makes me so happy. I don't know where I'm going to put it, to be honest with you guys. It may have to go on the kitchen table or something, but absolutely love it. I love how subtle it is as well. There were some that were very in your face, which is not really mine and Tom's vibe. But yeah, Tom and I saw this, we knew we had to have it, and I'm really excited to put our photo in there. This might also be a very difficult item to show you guys, but I did buy myself a necklace whilst I was out there because the necklace that I took with me turned green after the first day and it left green marks all over my neck, which I didn't realise until the second day. And so unfortunately I had to leave that one there and get myself a new one. This is what I decided to go for. It is a Mickey with some gems in there, and I believe that this is meant to be a specific birthstone, but my birthstone is ruby. I don't really wear a lot of red and I wanted to get this silver one, so that is what I decided to do. I believe that this was around $22, but it was definitely worth it in my opinion because I wore it every single day. I will say though, by now, again, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see, but the colouring of the hook has started to go. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, but yeah, that's the only issue I have with it. Other than that though, it's been fantastic. It's very dainty, very me, and like I said, I wore it every single day of the trip except for the day we went to the water park, I believe. So it was definitely worth the money. I will be continuing to wear it, and I just thought it was a really nice little piece to own. I have just found another little plushie, guys, which I'd forgotten about, so I will show you him quickly. Look how adorable. We have Olaf, and not only that, but he has magnetic hands. So you can pop him around your finger, you can pop him on different surfaces, you can even pop him on your clothes if you wanted to, and he is again going to be a present for my niece, I think for Christmas this time. But I did get one of my nieces a shoulder pal, so that is a plush that has a magnet that you can attach to it and pop it on your shoulder or, you know, other parts of your clothes. I saw some people wearing them on on their hats, which was brilliant. But yeah, she got that, and then I got my niece 2 different ones of these. I got her Marie from the Aristocats and also Mickey Mouse. She absolutely loved them, she was made up with them, and then yeah, I decided to save Olaf until Christmas for her. It doesn't say the price, it just has the colour. I believe it was around $14, I may be wrong, but again, I thought for a nice little Christmas present, you can't go wrong, and he's just adorable, so I did get him as well. Next up, I'm going to show you something that I bought on the last day, and I was so happy to find this. I had actually seen this a few months ago on the Shop Disney UK website, but for some reason I was putting off buying it, and I've actually realised that if you like something on Shop Disney, get it, because the next time you go and look for it, it won't be there. And that was the case for this one. It had completely sold out, you can't buy it anywhere, and we decided to pop into this shop on the second to last day, and that's where I found him, and I debated getting him. We didn't get him there and then. I came back the next day and did buy him, and what I got was this Stitch figurine. Tell me that this isn't the cutest thing you have ever seen. Not only is Stitch one of my favourite characters, but he's also reading, and for those of you who don't know, I do have another channel on YouTube dedicated to books because I am an avid reader. I love my books, I spend the majority of my free time reading, and so this was just perfect. It's a mashup and a representation of everything I love, and we also have the cute ducklings there. I just thought it was amazing, and this was only $35. Now, the problem was getting it home, because at this point, my case was full to the brim. I kid you not, guys, it was so difficult to fit everything into my case. I was on the verge of tears, and when I saw this one, it was like a oh my gosh, how typical moment, because I hadn't seen it before. I'd obviously found him on the penultimate day of our trip and I didn't have room in the case, and I was absolutely devastated. Tom, I think, could see how much I really wanted this, and to be honest, a lot of the things I bought were for other people, and so I really wanted to prioritize getting this for myself because it's the one thing, like I said, that I really wanted. And so we asked the lovely man that worked there to take him out the box for me. We checked him to make sure he was okay, and then he taped up the smaller box that he was in, and we fully kind of bubble wrapped that, and then I did manage to somehow squish him into my case, and luckily he made it in one piece. Now I will say I had that moment of absolute dread when I opened this after getting back, because I was convinced it would have been smashed, but luckily it made it here, and I just love it so much. Again, I'm not sure where I'm going to put it because it is quite big for my bookshelves, but I will find a place for it. I'm so happy that I got it. It's one of my favourite things, and yeah, it's something that I will treasure because I do just love it so much. And how cute is it that Stitch is actually reading the story of the ugly duckling to these ducklings? Oh, honestly melts my heart. I love it so much. The next things I'm going to show you are some clothing items. I'm actually going to start off with the jumper that I'm currently wearing, which is this one. It just says Walt Disney World on it, and I actually bought this one at the outlet shop. Now, a few days into our trip, I think it was after our first full 4 park days, we decided to go to the outlets. I'd heard a lot about the Disney shop in the outlets, but I will say I was a little bit disappointed. There wasn't anything great there when I went, but I did manage to find this jumper, which was down from $60 to $20. This was the tag. I took it off just before I started filming. Sorry, I don't know if I was covering the numbers there. But yeah, down from $59.99 to $19.99. I would have gone for a medium if I could. There wasn't one, so I have gone for a small. I will say it's a tiny bit tight on the cuffs, but other than that, it's a good fit. And yeah, I just really like it. It is this plain kind of creamy white colour. It has this logo on it and nothing on the back. And for $20, I couldn't leave it. You guys know I love a bargain, and I just thought it would be a nice staple to have. I love my jumpers during the winter months, and I will say it is currently boiling in the UK right now. We're experiencing another heat wave, and I am suffering wearing this, I'm not gonna lie. But out of all the clothing items that I bought, this one's gonna be the easiest to show you on me. The others I kind of need to show you the front and back, which I'll get into in a minute and you will see. But yeah, I really like this one. It was a bargain, and I'm really happy that I decided to get it for myself. Something else that I bought at the outlet was a dress for my niece. You're gonna be sick of me saying that, guys, but again, I got her this for her birthday. I did get her another one, which was like a Cinderella one for when I got home. I've already given that to her, but how cute is this? It's like a Princess Jasmine inspired dress, and it was down from $49.99 to $19.99, so $50 down to $20, and I just couldn't leave it there. I wasn't sure which one she would want. My brother did answer eventually saying to get the Cinderella one, but I just thought I would get her both because she's gonna look so cute in these, and these types of dresses she can wear and she can get them dirty without having to worry about the cost of them, because some of the fancy dress items that she has are expensive, and yeah, these can be something that she can just wear and play in throughout the day. I will say though, this actually reeks of fish at the minute, so I may have to give it a wash or something before I give it to her, or at least hang it out to dry on the line. But yeah, this is so cute. Hopefully she's going to love it, and it does actually have a few symbols and icons on the dress that refer to the film as well, which I just love. Right, getting into the rest of my clothing items. I started off well. I just bought this, and then there were two Spirit jerseys that I had my eye on. I resisted buying them for so long. I don't know why, but ultimately I did cave and get them. And then straight after I bought those, I found another jumper that I am obsessed with, so I had to get one. So I did end up buying 4 jumpers for myself on this trip. Now, the first is of course this one, which was on offer, so it's not too bad. The second is this one. I love the colour of this so much. It has a small little Mickey on the front, and then on the back is where the detail is. This says Walt Disney World, if you can see there, and it's actually a reference to different characters, which honestly is just so nice. It's very difficult to show you guys, but hopefully you can see that properly. This is what it looks like. Take a guess as to which characters the different letters refer to, but I will give you a little bit of a close-up. I can't even see the camera, so hopefully you can see all of these, but yeah, absolutely love them. I'd say it's like more of a low-key design. I know the back is a bit in your face, but I do like a jumper where there is a smaller emblem or logo on the front and then something bigger on the back. That's just what I prefer personally, and when I saw this I just knew I had to get it. I will say there were a few variations of this top. You had a Magic Kingdom specific Spirit jersey that had the same idea, but obviously referred to things in the Magic Kingdom rather than the characters. You also had a princess one, which was pink and had references to the princesses. I think as well there was a villains one that I saw that was really nice, but I thought I would get this one just because it's a neutral colour and I just thought it was so nice. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how much this was. I think about $80. It doesn't actually say. I believe the Spirit jerseys are around $80, but for reference I did get this in a small. It fits me very nicely. To be honest, I probably could have done with a medium, but that looked a bit big on me, so yeah, glad I went for this one. And a spoiler alert, I do have another Spirit jersey coming next. Now this one is a little bit more in your face. To start off with, it's blue, and it also has a Sorcerer Mickey hat on there. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned it in this video, but we watched Fantasmic for the first time on this trip, and when I tell you it's my new favourite show, I'm not exaggerating. We watched it 3 times, and considering we went to all the other parks as well as Universal and Epic Universe, I feel like that is pretty good going. I honestly could have watched it a few more times as well, but I did feel sorry for Tom because I did drag him with me to watch all of them. Not that he needed much convincing because he also really enjoyed watching it, but yeah, my obsession was getting pretty extreme. By the end, we actually saw it on our last stay there as well, which was lovely. And because I loved the show so much, I wanted to get something that was Fantasmic inspired, and I did decide to go for this Spirit jersey. So as I said, it has a Sorcerer Mickey hat on there and it just says Walt Disney World. And then on the back we have a bit of a bigger print than we did on the previous one, but look at that. To start off with, we have Mickey and some of our characters, and then it does just say on it, the most magical place on earth. So yeah, that is what it looks like. I don't know if I can show you in frame. There you go. Again, I think it was around $80 and I got it in a size small, but I love it so much. Again, I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it in the winter months, and I just love it so much. I love how colourful the back is. I love that we have Sorcerer Mickey there, and yeah, I'm just obsessed. It's a nice little nod to one of my favourite shows, and I am really glad that I bought this one. And then the last jumper that I bought is, I think, my favourite thing. I again saw this one in World of Disney. I didn't see it in the parks until I think it was the penultimate day once again, and as soon as I saw it I just knew I had to get it because this is adorable. This is what it looks like. It's a kind of quarter zip fleece, but it has the main gang on the front there with their autographs. How cute is this? Absolutely love it, and they are all embroidered in as well, which is such a nice detail. Not only do we have those though, we also have Walt Disney World on the back, so it is, I guess, the same sort of design as a Spirit jersey. It's just obviously in a quarter zip fleece instead, but yeah, I absolutely love this. It is such a fluffy material as well. I hate when jumpers are not fluffy, and so yeah, this just ticked every single box for me. I loved it so much. It's also black, which I know I'll wear so much, and I loved it so much that I did also get one for my sister as well. I got this in a size medium for myself, mainly because I didn't find a small there. I am glad that I've gone for a medium though, because it is very cozy, very roomy, and it's just so comfortable. And then for my sister, I did get her a large because again, she does like things to be baggy and comfortable, and she also is obsessed with hers. So yeah, I really do love this one. I'm going to be wearing this a lot, and I'm not even sorry about it because it is the nicest and comfiest thing. And then whilst I'm talking about clothing and things like that, my co-worker, the one who I got the plushies for, is Disney obsessed, and whilst I was there she was sending me pictures of things that she'd seen on Instagram or reels on TikTok that she was interested in, and I kept sending her little updates of different things that were there. But one afternoon I got a message through and it was basically, is this there and can you buy it for me? I will transfer you some money ASAP. And the thing in question was a little Halloween bag. Now, towards the last few days of our trip, Main Street was being transformed. It was getting the spooky Halloween vibes, and the Halloween merch was in full swing in the stores. And so she sent me a picture of it. We got it that same day for her and she absolutely loves it. And the thing that we brought home for her was this Disney Parks lug, and it's of course a Mickey pumpkin. Now, I'd never heard of this brand before. I don't know if it is just American or what, but a lot of people had these in the parks and they were seeming to become more and more popular. This is what this little guy looks like. It is a really nice bag, I will say, and then the back looks like this. I honestly would have bought this for myself, but it was so expensive. I think it was like $50 odd or $60. $65, oh my goodness. So I did manage to put it down. I do like my lounge flies, I use them a lot on this trip, but yeah, this just wasn't worth $65 for me in my opinion, because I don't love Halloween or things like this that much. But of course for her, she was obsessed, she wanted me to get it for her, and so yeah, that's exactly what I did. And then the final two things I have to show you before we dive into the pin section of this video are some magnets. On the first night we were there, we of course went to Disney Springs, and I did pick up a magnet for myself. This is what it looks like. This one's very in your face. It has 2025 on there. It does say Walt Disney World, and it also has Mickey, Minnie and the castle, and also Donald there actually. And I just thought this was really nice. I always get a magnet when we go somewhere, and so when I saw it there, I decided to get it. However, a few days later I saw another one that I really liked, and so I decided to get this one too. This is what it looks like, and if you couldn't tell, it's the same design as my Spirit jersey. I think it's a little bit different though, but yeah, absolutely loved this. I actually got this as a present for my cousin Adriana as well, and she loved it. So yeah, very happy with these two. I think if I hadn't have seen this one, I probably would have just gone with this, but because I bought this on the first day, I now have two, and honestly I'm not too mad about it. And then last but not least, we have my pins. These are heavy, guys, and I genuinely don't know how I'm going to show you these. I don't really have any order to them. I may just pop them on the floor in front of me and try and show you in some sort of order, because I have some rides in here, I have some generic ones, I have some characters, and they are all just mixed together, so I'm not sure how I'm going to show you them. I think I'll actually move Lotso on the floor for now, and I will pop these onto the sofa and just kind of show you the ones that stand out to me and go from there. Okay, I think I found some sort of order for them. The first pin I'm going to show you is this one. I love this so much because it says my first Disney visit on there. I'm really hoping that you can see these properly. I'm sorry if the glare is distracting, but it's Mickey in front of the Hollywood Tower of Terror, and yeah, it just says my first visit. In the same sort of vein, we have this 2025 pin. It has Mickey and his friends there, and it does also spin. I of course had to get a pin for Pop Century, which is the resort that we stayed at, and I love this one with Mickey on there. We then have this one, which is a nod to Disney Springs. How nice is this? I think I found this towards the end of my trip, but I love it so much. Then I actually have two Fantasmic pins because I bought one and then I found the other, and I actually prefer the other one. So the one that I first saw was this one. Don't get me wrong, I still absolutely love it, but this is the second one, and look at how amazing it is. It has so many nods to the actual show in there that I'm just so obsessed with it. I love it so much. Next Next up I have one or two park related pins. I didn't really go too crazy with the park related pins to be honest, but I really like all the ones that I did get, of course. First up we have this one which has all 4 park icons on there. I love this so much. You could actually buy each of these individually as well, but I decided to just get one pin with all 4 on them. That way I'm covered for each park and I don't have to spend an extortionate amount of money. But when I went to Animal Kingdom I saw this pin and fell in love with it and I couldn't leave without it. This is the design of it. It is gorgeous. It's so detailed as well, and Animal Kingdom is one of my favourite parks, so I had to get myself this. The next one is for Toy Story Land, which is in Hollywood Studios, and again we had a fun time there, so I did decide to get a pin to remind me of that. This rose from Beauty and the Beast is to symbolise our visit to be our guest. There were a few pins that I could have chosen for this actually, but I loved this design and I'm really happy that this is the one I went with. This is a bit of a random one, but we have Nana here from Peter Pan and it's says the best dog paw runs on there, and I was missing my dog so much, so when I saw a pin related to a dog I had to get it. I also love Nana, and this is a pin that does spin as well. I'm going to take it off to try and show you. I'm going to have to be careful not to hurt my fingers here, but this is one side and then it does spin and you have the darling children on the back there as well. Hopefully you can see that, but yeah, it's really nice. Next up we have my ride pins. So after riding the attraction, if there was a pin available, I would buy it, and I do have quite the collection. Now this is going to be in no particular order, I'm just going to grab them and show you. This is the first one, and this isn't necessarily ride specific, but I got it to represent our time on Kilimanjaro Safari. We rode it twice, had an amazing time with it, and thought this was a really lovely pin. Next up we have Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and this is a limited edition pin actually, which is why I went for this design. It also has the carts in which you are seated, which I thought was really cute. Sorry, the glare is awful, hopefully you can see that. But we have Remy and Emile and also the sign for the ride there as well. We have one for the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and again I thought this was so cute because Tom and I actually got a cart to ourselves, so we can think of ourselves as Pooh and Tigger going on the ride. This is my pin for Tron. I will say the pin selection wasn't the best, and towards the end of my trip there was another one that I preferred, but I'd already bought this one and I didn't want to buy any more, so this is the one I've gone with. We have one for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is a new ride, and honestly I loved it. We rode this one on our very last day and had the most amazing time. This is the pin for Test Track, and oh my goodness, the queues for Test Track were insane. Tom and I did manage to get on it though using our early entry, and yeah, I got a pin to remember that by. Next up is one for Expedition Everest. This is a pretty simple one, but I do like it. We then have the pin for Rockin' Roller Coaster, which is the Aerosmith ride, and this actually wasn't in any other shop, and we found it in a little kiosk that was very random actually, and there weren't a lot left, and the woman actually told me then that this ride is closing down or it's getting redone into a Muppets attraction, I believe, which honestly is really sad because I love this coaster. I love the theming behind it, and yeah, I'm really happy that I did actually end up finding this pin as well, because this ride isn't going to exist in a few months' time. We then have a pin for the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, again a very fun little coaster. This Star Wars pin again isn't really a ride one, but it's the best one I could find. We absolutely loved the Star Wars section in Hollywood Studios. We rode Rise of the Resistance and were obsessed, and again I just wanted to have a pin to give us a nod back to that world. Again for Avatar there wasn't really any ride specific pins, but we did get one that is for the world of Avatar, which encompasses everything really, doesn't it? And this is beautiful. We then have Stitch on here, which is the Tower of Terror pin, and it does spin, which I love. This gorgeous pin is for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I love the fact that it has this kind of dangling section to it, and again this is another ride we had a lot of fun on. Then one of our all-time favourite rides, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This was fantastic, and I could have bought a lot more pins for this actually. There was a different one that I really liked as well, but I decided to go for this one instead. And then the last ride related pin is this one for Pirates. This is one of our all-time favourite film franchises. We love the Pirates films, and so yeah, I had to get myself the medallion. And then I have 4 more pins to go, guys. These are all kind of miscellaneous. Starting off with this Elia one. I actually got this at the outlets. They had a load of them there, and I thought I would get it for the new film. Then we have a Merida pin. I rarely see any merch for Merida Florida. I absolutely love her, and I did meet her at Cinderella's royal table, so when we found this I just knew I had to have it. Then we have these Brother Bear pins, and again, Brother Bear does not get the hype or the merch that it deserves. It's one of my all-time favourites. I absolutely love it, and I did get myself this after debating for a little while, but I just thought, you know what, I'm there, let's grab it, and that is what I did. And lastly guys, I know I talked about Halloween coming into the parks. I did have to get myself something, and so I got this Halloween pin of Mickey. How adorable is this? I really do love it. I do have one or two other Halloween pins that this can go next to on my corkboard as well, but Halloween had hit and I wanted to get something at least, which is why I decided to get this one. So there we have it. That is everything that I bought at Walt Disney World in Florida. You can see now why I didn't have room in my case to bring any more back, because wow, I didn't realise that I had so much stuff. All in all though, I'm so happy with everything that I bought. I was very generous as well. I did buy a few things for other people. I love buying stuff for other people, especially when I know that they can't really get them for themselves. So about half my suitcase was actually full of things for other people, so maybe next time I can bring a few more things back for myself, we'll see. But yeah, as I said, love every single thing that I bought. I'm so happy with my purchases, and even though I feel like I did go a little bit overboard, I am going to treasure every single thing that I bought, and they are going to get used, they're going to be displayed, and I am going to take very good care of everything. If you have made it this far through into the video and would like to let me know that you're still here, please go ahead and leave me any sort of money related emojis. I am very short on money right now after spending 2 weeks in Walt Disney World, let me tell you that, but it was all worth it. I don't know why, but that's the first emoji that came into my head, and we're just gonna go with it. So taunt me below guys, leave me your money emojis if you have made it this far through. I know I say it all the time, but seeing you guys comment the emoji of the video truly does mean the world to me. It blows me away that you guys watch these all the way through. So if you are still here but don't have anything in particular that you would like to say, please go ahead and comment that now. As well as that, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. But that is it for me today guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!